Former BBC presenter Dan Walker took to social media on Monday afternoon to share shocking images of his bloodied face after he had been hit by a car. During Tuesday's BBC Breakfast, presenters Sally Nugent and John Kay spoke about Dan's horror crash and sent well wishes to their former colleague. While cycling, Dan was involved in a collision with a car, and the 45-year-old told his followers he was glad to be alive following the crash. The Channel 5 News host paid tribute to the emergency services who attended the scene. Posting a series of images on Instagram, Dan could be seen lying in the back of an ambulance with dried blood on his nose, mouth and a grazed cheek. He captioned the images, "Bit of an accident this morning. Glad to be alive after getting hit by a car on my bike. Face is a mess but I don't think anything is broken. Thanks to Sean and Jamie for sorting me out and the lovely copper at the scene. This is my smiling. Thankful for our NHS." After reading the latest headlines on BBC Breakfast, John and Sally touched on their former colleague's accident. Sally said, on the BBC News website, "Here's a familiar face everyone. Dan Walker, our Dan was injured after his collision with a car while he was cycling yesterday. Now, he's okay," he tweeted photos with the message he's glad to be alive. Later on he confirmed he'd obviously been checked out and had amazing help from the ambulance service and the NHS, and he is now home resting. "He's okay." John commented, "It sounds like he was out cold for 20 minutes or so, wasn't he?" As Sally replied, "Yeah, really scary." Looking down the camera, John sent well wishes to the presenter, "Get well soon Dan." Revealing he was blown away by the outpour of messages on Monday evening, Dan gave his followers an update confirming nothing had been broken. It wasn't just Dan's BBC colleagues who were quick to send a sweet message following the accident, as his Tessa Chapman, who stepped in to host Monday's Channel 5 News, also paid tribute to the broadcaster. The host reassured viewers Dan was well and back at home as she showed the images he'd shared online. She said, "He was knocked off his bike by a car, but he was placed in the good hands of his paramedics before going home. In regular Dan spirit, he is trying to keep a smile on his face. This is the best he could do. But anyway, I and all the team wish him a quick recovery and we send him our best well wishes. Get well soon, Dan, good night." BBC Breakfast continues weekdays on BBC One from 6 a.m.